Doing. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to get right into it. Thank you for being here. Today's the day. I'm working with the AI tools I have to produce some content for all of the people who join the Yin Yang Smart Contract Telegram group. And essentially, right from the beginning, just giving people basics on theory, philosophy, and details about Satoshi Nakamoto and the Bitcoin ecosystem, the Bitcoin world, why it's so valuable, and really seeking to just put my own mark on the Bitcoin space, why it has value, and why all of the other projects in crypto should be looked at seriously for value long term. The Ethereum network has huge potential, and so many other layer ones with these smart contracts. So I'll be getting into that. And once I've added some of this free information for people to just onboard and begin getting into cryptocurrency, then I'm going to offer a real course getting people introduced to decentralized finance and how to profit from DeFi, both during the bull market and the bear market. Right when people pay their initial entry fee, which is negotiable, it has a minimum at 0.05 Solana, bare minimum. And I even have grants for people in poor countries like India, Nigeria, countries in Africa, and people all over the world, anywhere. If they are struggling, I will have an offer where we will sponsor you if you begin learning the AI tools to create media and content about our project. So we can even let people in the door with no cost just to open their smart contract, because I know there's people out there that have a lot of time on their hands that would love to have a way to make money, that would love to learn DeFi and dream of being a crypto millionaire. And it's possible. It's possible through marketing and using these free AI tools that are available now with a referral program such as the one we've set up with Yin Yang DAO. So I want you to be a part of that because it's going to be transformational for people worldwide. DeFi is not supposed to be this exclusive space only the elite, only the super rich can get into. I see so many courses online teaching people DeFi, charging thousands of dollars, $10,000 high ticket offers, 5,000, 3,000, and it does not need to be like that. At the end of the day, they're usually not even that good. And I say this because I know a lot about crypto, and I ask questions when I've inquired about other projects teaching DeFi secrets. And I often find that they don't really know necessarily much more than I have learned. I spent all the bull market last year learning about DeFi as much as I could and diving even deeper in the bear market, where I found a strategy, a proprietary strategy that allows us to capitalize on stablecoin yield farms and get far better interest than any bank or any kind of traditional finance system. And I'm sharing that with the community as a real method to capture gains during this bull market and retain them during the bear market when it comes, so that you can have this yield. Once it reaches a certain critical point, you can live off of it completely. You just may move your money around from time to time to new, higher yielding farms. I was just on Facebook earlier today posting all these old farms because I got a memories notification showing that I launched Crypto Matrix on this day, Father's Day, years ago. Crypto Matrix was the original idea. Hashtag Crypto Matrix was based off of an old network marketing company called Forsage, that they're still doing stuff, but they're not like what I'm building, okay? They're just referring people to refer others, and it's soulless. It's just for the sake of creating a network marketing company. I don't mean that to criticize those who have their own network marketing firms. It's not totally soulless in the sense that you can build skills at network marketing and you can develop yourself, but there's nothing behind it. So Yin Yang DAO is actually establishing true utility that can change the world. And we have two projects that work like yin and yang. They're opposite, yet they're harmonious. And they are my life legacy. I've already put a considerable amount of time writing the white papers and preparing for them and networking and finding how I can launch these. And it's at the precipice. I just need funding. The last developer ripped me off $90K. All my business credit practically gone, about $90K. And I'm going to sue him, and I'm going to get all my money back. But it's a problem. He thinks he can just walk away from this. He was hired on Fiverr. We also did a transaction on PayPal. He can be subpoenaed. I can get all the money back. So that's one of the goals. But the real goal is to be successful. It's not just revenge, okay? That's a side thing. That is speculative as well, although there's a good chance we can catch him because all his records will be audited, will be subpoenaed by a company. I think I want to work with an Israeli company called payback.com. Turns out another dev I'm speaking with now named Che is building another referral networking program very similar to mine with AI tools to help the community grow, unlike any of these other network marketing companies. And he has genius ideas using wrapped Bitcoin, stable coins, and a new layer one. I've been calling it layer two. It's on the Ethereum network as well through an EVM wallet, but apparently it is a layer one. It's 10 times faster than XRP. And unlike him, I'm not just telling everybody about it. I have a referral code to get you into that ecosystem. I want to capitalize on using that referral code. So if you want one of the biggest airdrops in 2025, that's going to be in July. I don't think there's much time left. You want to jump in now. You want to start taking action, take the courses, learn from me, ask questions, join the group so you can start moving your money in these new dApps that are being created so you can earn points that will result in a massive airdrop. I want you to benefit from that. I want the whole community to grow. I want people to give great testimonies that I help them with that. And then we will have more and more as time goes by. Airdrops are just part of the solution. They're generally free or very low cost to get involved in. But the real niche that we're solving that no one else is doing is a referral program for stablecoin liquidity mining, going back to the stablecoins, because this is how we can keep our money during the bear market and capture gains during the bull market that too many hype boys don't talk about. They just expect that everyone's going to figure out when to sell at the right time, or they're going to call it and help their community. I'm not doing that. As we escalate higher and higher levels, there's times you can take those stable coins out, start getting yield. When you get a certain amount of stable coins that are stable and you're getting 10%, 20%, 50%, 100% APY and more, which is possible, you can live off of that completely. And it's stable. You just might move your money around again to get higher yield as it's available. I was posting all these on Facebook, yields from 600%. We had one time, it was 900% APY. Real facts. I got in, I got out with my money. And I can show you how to get in to new projects. I will teach people how to educate themselves about crypto. It's not enough just to give you a fish. I want to teach you how to fish here, to learn how to research. And there's going to be bounties, great cash bounties. If you find a new protocol, no one in our community has found it, you can win that cash bounty. We're going to start putting those up here soon as we get started. So I'm just in the process of developing the media and information for the group, for free information, for onboarding, and then level one, where you can learn about this massive airdrop in a new referral program with wrapped Bitcoin and stable coins, USDC, and this new layer one that can make you a lot of money referring others. But in order to do that, you have to be proficient at marketing. You have to have tools. You need to be on video like I am, talking to people, because that's how you influence. Hands down, done a lot of research on this. I'm not great. I don't have huge views yet, but the time will come. I'm going to be using another tool after this video and start making a bunch of clips, short clips that can hope get the YouTube audience growing, because that is one of the key factors. I'm going to start making tutorials exclusive for the members about this airdrop process while it's pre-airdrop. After the airdrop, I'll publish them, because at that point, everybody can know about these protocols, and it'll be great when people buy their tokens because it'll help our moon bags go up. But in the meantime, it's exclusive just to people that join Yin Yang DAO. I'm working with the lead dev of this new project for his own referral program with wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped stablecoins, and this new layer one, who's building on this new layer one. And he loves my ideas. We're talking about collaboration. If I get everything set up right, there might be a chance he's going to help incorporate what I'm building into his project, because we have a grand idea to get grants and build on this new layer one to make it the top project for mainstream crypto adoption. I have experience in merchant services. I helped enroll businesses throughout Florida for several years back, getting all these businesses involved in a charity fundraising program, so that every time a person shops at their business, a donation gets set aside for their donation. I was working with two older guys, still talking with one of them, Mark Dozier. He's great. He's living in New Jersey. He's working with me on some projects dealing with business funding and other types of services for locally owned businesses that can empower entrepreneurs in the United States. But before he started doing that, he was building this program with this other guy, Terry, and they were building this huge ecosystem. They had hundreds, actually, I think it's thousands of businesses throughout Florida that signed up. They had several entrepreneurs going around recruiting businesses. I learned that, I taught that, I can teach others. And from that, we build a community of business owners. From there, we go to every single school, every nonprofit, every charity that fundraises and show them a free way to fundraise just by shopping at the locally owned businesses. When they shop, that money goes to them, and they're encouraged to also keep it in the community as well. And this creates economic localization. In the case studies, in the white paper, you can read about these. So many evidences of this program working, but they've always been localized. What I'm working on what I'm talking with this other dev about, Che, is how we can make economic localization international, which is game changing in bringing true power to the people. It's changing how fundraising can be done forever, generating passive income, and changing how locally owned businesses advertise so they can create customer loyalty unlike anything before, creating a synergy with the nonprofits no one else had thought of. Because we're going to replace those transaction fees with credit cards with donations. And I can teach you how to make these smart contracts without code. We will have a program that will audit them, but I will empower everyone to learn how to do this. We could even build a program that builds the smart contracts as well, but I liked that. My story is that as I kept this dream alive, even though these other guys, Mark and Terry, dropped the ball, they sold it to a fintech firm, which could not complete the project. And all these thousands of businesses are left hanging dry. But I kept the dream alive, thinking and researching and learning. And I learned about smart contracts. I learned about USDC, and I found a way that I could build them, and I tested it. And it's all for you to review at the website, economiclift.com. So you can check out the game plan there. There's going to be more added to this page about the AI marketing. I'm in the process of getting certifications with AI, learning all kinds of tools and then leveraging them for my own project. Because of course, once I prove it with my own, then it's easier to sell. I'm going to get that nice certificate, but I'm going to leverage it on several different websites I'm building. And the benefit will be that business owners can have a way they can pay the entrepreneur for real services they want. So entrepreneurs all over the nation and the world can empower themselves with a way to talk with their local businesses, offer AI services, and get paid working with our community, building the Economic Lift program and our token we are going to launch that will be tremendous value. The utility is very simple. When people stake the token, they get access to the MAP program where they can advertise all their services, and they could stake more tokens for kind of an ad release that can publish to the whole community. So they could just buy up some tokens real quick, stake them for a period of time, and then they get an ad out there. And this will create a utility for the coin. And the vision is I want to partner with the gentleman Che in order to build on this new layer one I had already been looking at. Okay, it's an evolved blockchain. It had a prior blockchain that's still out there, and they evolved it and made it better, faster, smarter. Now they're 10 times faster than XRP, handling USDC. It is a game changer for decentralized finance, and I see them at the top of the market cap, definitely top 50, probably top 25, top 10. And I can get you in on that airdrop if you take action now and join us on the Telegram at Yin Yang Smart Contract. So join, say hi. Reach out to me directly for my own referral link to join the DAO, because when you join, you pay a very minimal fee. Then you have access to refer others. And every time you do, you can earn a position in getting the airdrops from our own project. And then you also earn direct capital. You get 50% of everything you fundraise, because we want to empower people. The direct fundraising job, a gig, you make your own hours, you're independent contracted, no paperwork. You just go and promote the referral program. People contribute their contribution to our 2 different decentralized autonomous organizations. And when that happens, you get 50%. When they do the same, you get 5%. And this happens down 6 different levels. But the 5% is capped at your maximum contribution, incentivizing you, the contributor, to give a larger amount upon the onset or as you see your organization grow. Because as people start contributing higher amounts for the ambition to earn more, you will miss the commissions if you have not already equaled that same amount. So it incentivizes everyone to always upgrade and increase their value in their network by putting more towards the contributions that fund our 2 DAOs. You get to earn more from the referral program. You will have access to decentralized finance research. I do have a Discord. I'm getting a lot of the stuff set up today. So if you join today, it'd be great, because I want to prove to you by the end of the night, it's 3 p.m., but I want to prove to you I'm working on this all day to get this ready. I have a meeting. Okay, yes, I have a meeting in 3 minutes. I got to cut this short. This is about business financing. I'm working to double down on my business credit, get another $90,000 or more, sue the developer, launch the projects I needed to that I was building. I had a beautiful ecosystem. If you saw the Instagram, I was putting the posts. It was on the X of the visuals of what it looked like. The whole ecosystem was working. This dev screwed me, but we're going to get him back. It's payback time. And we're going to use that capital when he pays us back to obviously boost the program and create locked liquidity. So I have a meeting in a few minutes. I'll come back and make a video. My next video is going to be on my bid to the team of this new smart contract referral network I want you to join, about collaborating with them, because they're going to be helping people earn passive income with stable coins, but they're not directly engaged in giving people a utility for those stable coins, of how to apply them, how to position them to earn. They could keep it in the new blockchain, sure, but there's all kinds of other blockchains you can bridge to that may have higher yield. And that's what it's about. It's about not being so strict in idealization of one particular blockchain. Keep your money moving, keep it liquid, so that you can access the maximum gains and growth in your portfolio. Although this new blockchain is tremendous, there's a lot of value there, but there's going to be stablecoin farms that are beyond what they offer. And that's why we want to keep an open mind. We're going to be bridging to all kinds of different blockchains, other layer ones that have huge potential as well. So I want you to learn about that. I have a very conservative mindset about how I develop portfolios, and I'm going to be writing about that in my site. I do take risk, but I have a very conservative mindset. I want to keep 50%, actually just shy of 50% in Bitcoin. Because even all these other top layer ones are talking about using Bitcoin as a reserve currency itself. It's now being adopted by countries worldwide. It is the one totally autonomous blockchain with no CEO, no devs, that's growing tremendously and cannot be stopped. So I'd say have a massive part of your portfolio in Bitcoin. And the other part, you just want to generate yield so you can grow your Bitcoin portfolio and keep things balanced. I have a yin-yang philosophy to how I build my portfolio. And we're going to deal with Bitcoin with half, and the other half is with these smart contract technologies and other layer ones. So I'll be sharing with you details on that. There's room for all different categories of crypto. I'm going to be teaching about that, strategies I've learned from developers, and real insight for my years in crypto since 2015. I lived off crypto completely for about a year and a half through COVID. It was great. I want to do that again. I went back to work because the gains weren't sustainable completely, and I bought back at the bottom. Here's the call. I bought it on January on Bitcoin's birthday and called it. It was on my Facebook. Anyway, this is the call. Thanks a lot, everyone. How's it going?
This call will be recorded for quality assurance.
It'll be recorded here too.
Happy Sunday, Nicholas.
Great. Happy Sunday. Father's Day as well. How you doing?
Happy Father's Day. Thank you. How's your day going so far?
Never had it so good. Thank you.
Good to hear. Life in paradise?
Yeah.
Living the dream?
Yes, I am living the dream. Thank you.
I love that we're able to connect.
Yeah. Some weird glitch in the phones. Something's going on, and sometimes I may still have issues with the text. I did not get a notification with the text, but I can get the calls now, so I'll figure it out.
Gotcha. Well, I'm glad you're able to get that figured out, and we're able to connect. So I'll try not to take too much of your time here. Again, my name is Angel. I'm a credit consultant here at Buck for the People. I'll be assisting you moving forward. Okay, so let's get right to it. Looks like you purchased a course. Okay, good. How's the course coming along for you so far?
Honestly, I haven't started yet, but I'm going to initiate that. I'm going to initiate that soon. I mean, I need to. I have 2 major days, tomorrow and Tuesday, where I have like meetings, courses, and stuff all day. I'm actually studying for life insurance as a new career path.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm building my own projects, yeah. But so I have 2 courses. Those are all live days, like 6-hour days, where I'm doing the whole thing live, learning everything, and it's getting better. Wednesday is probably going to be my main day. I dive into that. And I'm going to just dive right in from early in the morning. I'm going to learn everything I can because I'm grateful to find some solutions. And yeah, I just need to get that better credit. I've been hovering around 700 for years. I've never been able to get it up to 800. And I do have about 30K in personal credit right now, which I think is good. And I only started building my credit a few years ago. And when I started learning about it, I was like shocked because my intuition, everything I thought I knew in the past was to stay the hell away from it, that it would put me in debt and
Yeah.
so much. And
Yeah.
there is still considerable risk if you don't spend it right. But at the same time, I'm
Exactly.
very, very pleased with learning about finance, which is also why I'm diving into the life insurance space, because it's shocking. Like, I wish we learned this in school. I think what you guys do and what you teach should be in like every high school.
1,000%.
Where are you located?
Especially being, we're in the East Coast right now. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, cool.
We service the tri-state area a little bit before COVID, and then we just like everyone else went remote, and we kept it that way ever since.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for sharing that with me. You're definitely heading in the right direction, taking things to the next level, reinforce the foundation you've been able to structure up to this point. We are in a credit-based society. You hit the nail on the head there, head on the nail, but these type of things we got to figure out on our own, because unfortunately, they're not taught in schools.
Right.
So we got to take the long route, but it's a good thing, right? Because it's going to help us understand exactly what we need to do to welcome the best opportunities, right? Yeah. So whether we're looking to get a home, a vehicle, credit cards, get a business up and running, or take a business to the next level, we need a strong personal credit profile, right? So if we're going to solve a problem, let's start there with the personal credit. And if we get a full understanding of how to properly structure, not only that, but how to remove any negative items that may hinder the credit profile overall, we're putting ourselves in a good spot, right, to welcome good things here in the near future. And that's basically what we do. We help individuals get a fresh start by eliminating these negative items from their credit profile. Of course, obviously, you learn how to do it yourself. You'll dispute these negative items until they're permanently removed. Anything on your credit profile, whether it's positive or negative, can be removed. And also, anything that's on your credit profile is temporary, whether it's positive or negative. Right?
Oh, that's good.
Obviously, we want to remove those negative items and have a clean foundation with only positives. Right? This is where we're going to welcome the best approval odds, the best rates, and the highest limits. Basically, what we want to get to eventually in this journey. That would be our end goal for our clients, to get to the point where not only are they getting the best approval odds, best rates, and highest limits, regardless of what they apply for, but they're also able to anchor in a permanent solution by understanding how to create these opportunities from their credit, from their personal credit, right? So once we have a strong credit profile, we want to continue to progress after we cross that finish line. Everyone's coming to us for a different purpose, right? Because we do have the do-it-yourself course, and we also have our done-for-you program. Either route really doesn't matter. You're heading in the right direction.
I'm not sure which one I got. I'm not sure if I got the done for you or if I paid for the other one.
You got the course.
Oh, okay, I got the course.
Course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's different price ranges.
Yes.
But for the most part, like I said, you're taking a step in the right direction because you're taking the initiative to get this situated, or whatever negative item that's hindering your profile, all removed. That way you have a clean foundation to build on. And strengthening the profile is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Removing the negative items is the more challenging part, because you're basically at the mercy of these credit bureaus, debt collectors, creditors. If you're fighting against them, basically is what you're doing when you're disputing an account from your credit profile.
Yeah.
Ultimately, to have it removed, regardless of debt that's tied up to that account, whether it's $5 or $100,000, really doesn't matter. Once you have it closed, charged off for collections, you don't have to pay it back. You dispute it from your credit profile. You're en route to a fresh start.
Well, that's good, because I had this COVID time missed payment for my student loan. It said when I looked it up that that's supposed to be illegal. But you know what? I tried disputing it a couple times, and like, they're not budging. I don't know. I'll have to check it again. I'll have to log in. But that just frustrates me. It's like, you guys know this is illegal, and yet you still put it on there anyway. What's going on?
Yeah. They set up the system for us to fail.
Yeah.
And that's where we have to go above and beyond to fix their errors, right? So that are haunting us, basically, because it's based on our finances. This is holding our finances back.
Yeah.
So a late payment on our credit profile, period, regardless of where it's reflecting, whether it's a credit card, auto loan, a mortgage, or student loan, it impacts our credit profile in a negative way. So we definitely want to have it removed, not have it there long term.
Yeah.
Like I said before, anything on your credit profile can be removed. There's many methods out there, but the way the course instructs you is to dispute directly through the reporting agencies. You're going to use CSPB as the middleman. And the middleman is going to reach out to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and they're going to review everything. The process takes normally around 30 to 45 days. Now, within that time window, you may see a negative item be removed. You may see your score improve, but don't really pay attention to your score. It will fluctuate until all those negative items are removed. Once the negative items are removed, you're going to know exactly where you're at and what needs to be done to strengthen your profile, whether it's lowering your utilization across all your credit cards, keeping your payments on time, expanding or adding to what you already have, so adding new accounts, increasing the limits, right, and building payment history. That's what's going to get you to a higher credit score.
Yeah.
Right? But we also want to make sure, like I said before as well, anchored in a permanent solution. We need to create a system that we can feed off of just in case something similar were to occur. It's not a matter of if that happens. It's going to happen, right? Unless it's going to come out at 100 miles an hour. It continuously does every single day, right? So we want to be better prepared. So we want to make sure we have some type of system, whether it's an investment system or some type of business system, because with a strong personal credit profile, whether you have a business or not, you can welcome business funding. Okay, we have a business funding program here where we get our clients up to $400,000, 0% interest for 18 months.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to us because they want to get their first home. You could build your first home. You can buy your own land. And some people come to us wanting a vehicle. And the streamline or the traditional route would be to use your credit, go to a dealership. No, you can start a business and get a business vehicle. Right? Those are the type of things that we help individuals understand. Once you have a strong personal credit profile, there's a lot more opportunities you can welcome.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of these things, like you said before, they're not taught in school, so we got to figure it out. But we figured a lot of things out
That's
along
great.
the way. We've come a long way ever since we started. So yeah, that's why we promote and monetize this information as far as credit, because that's where it all begins. But it's only up from here.
Yes. Thank you, Angel. That's a good summary of what you do. I am familiar with some of those ideas. Do you ever deal with the trade line corporations at all, or is that separate from what you do?
Yes. So you have two types of trade lines. You already have trade lines on your credit profile. You have your primary trade lines. It's anything that's under your name, anything that is yours. Okay, so your credit card is a trade line, your auto loan, your mortgage. These are all trade lines.
Oh, yes.
They're yours, primary. Then you have your authorized users, which we have access. We provide them for our clients as well. Authorized users, trade lines are someone else's account. In many cases, it's a credit card. All right, so you're going to be added to someone else's account, and that account gets reflected on your credit profile. You get the history, the payment history, the overall limit. It gets added, and it's going to increase your score, your overall diversity, credit mixture. All these things will happen as long as it's a positive account. Obviously, you don't want to add yourself to a negative account, which is possible, or ends up being negative. Like a lot of people have their family members, friends, mom, dad, sister, brother. They do something, they max out the card, or they go over the 30%. And that actually affects the authorized user.
Yeah.
So it's a one-way street. The primary owner, whatever they do, affects the authorized user. There's nothing the authorized user can do to affect the primary account. So, that's something that we provide. We have many programs that provide those products, tools, and instruments that enhance the credit profile sooner rather than later. And there's other opportunities out there that we can leverage, or strategies that we can implement to make sure we're making progress sooner rather than later, depending on what you're looking to achieve. It could all be done within a specific period of time.
Yeah, I am looking to get some capital relatively quickly for my business. So in short, I got my first business credit set up, and I started getting business credit. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, but then I was investing in a developer, and he ended up being a scam artist and destroyed my whole program and walked away with all my money. And I need to sue him, which is going to cost another $10,000. I found a litigation firm that can do it. They can deliver a subpoena and make this guy soil himself when he realizes he can't get away with it. But that's going to cost me $10K. Part of what I want to get credit for is to not just get $10K to litigate, which could pay off in 2 or 3 months, they say, but Also, to just rebuild what I was doing, I now found a better developer, and I realized how crucial it is to get the code audited right away. I paid through Fiverr, and they have a system. They give you 14 days, but that's it. After that, they take no responsibility. So the developer just ruined me after the 14 days, and they said, "Sorry, here's $200. We're sorry about your bro." It's like, "Oh, thanks for the $200. I just lost $70,000. Thank you."
It's gonna go a long way. Right?
So, but I'm optimistic. He's not going to crush my dreams. It's sad. The scammers out there, and he had skills to build code and stuff, and he still wants to resort to crime, but he's going to have to pay. I want to get my money to launch my programs because, the best revenge is to be extremely successful. And so,
exactly, 100%.
I'm looking at that. And one of the other things that came across my desk was the idea of the shelf corporations. Do you work with them?
We don't work with them, but you want to have a strong credit profile when you welcome them.
Regardless, you want
it. You will be the personal guarantor, and it all depends. Different agencies or companies offer them in different packages or stages. But for the most part, when you're welcoming aged shelf corp, you definitely want to have a strong credit profile. Now, there's other things that you can do in the meantime in order to get there. Like you can start a whole brand new business, and you can get funding within 60 to 90 days. And you can do that to get a minimum of about $20,000 in business line of credit. And you don't have to sell products or provide services. You can start from scratch and get business funding and not be the personal guarantor. You can actually take the route of no PG, no personal guarantor. But in this case, they go off of bank statements, paper trail, right? So you can actually put together a artificial paper trail. Use your own money. A lot of people think that they need to have clients. No, you can use your direct deposit. If you work a 9 to 5 and you want to start a business, you can direct your deposit to the business account. You just created a paper trail. You just created a business deposit on a business bank account. The financial institution sees this. And not only that, if you keep that consistent throughout, 6 to 12 months, they're going to pre-qualify you for or pre-approve you for a business line of credit, like a business or a business credit card. All right. So it's just a matter of understanding what other strategies can be implemented.
Okay, great.
A lot out there.
Do you go over these in more detail in this course? I assume you do. Like, is all these points about trade lines?
Not in this course.
Oh, okay.
Not in this course.
That's more
this course is just solely to understand what you need to do to remove the negative items from your credit profile, have a clean foundation to build on, and briefly going over ways you can strengthen your profile, reinforce that foundation so you can achieve that higher credit score. There's only so much information Jahan can provide before it starts getting boring. So we don't want to go too deep into detail. That's why we have our services. We have a done-for-you program where we would have all the disputes submitted on your behalf. We work with a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, and investors that would love to take the time to do this, but they just can't. Their calendar's already prioritized. They already have priorities.
That's kind of how I am, yeah.
So it can be frustrating because this is a priority.
But I did want to learn. I didn't want to just only have it done for me and not learn. So that's why I started there, and I can always upgrade later.
That's why it's good. It's good to have that course to understand how the process works, but you can take your time with that. Just because you know how to do it doesn't mean that you have to do it. Like, I can do this all day, every day, but I'm not going to waste my time. I got bigger things to do, or bigger fish to fry. Yeah. Right. So that's why we have that done-for-you program where we would come in and submit all the disputes on the individuals. As for that, one less thing to worry about. They could take their time on learning the course when they do have some availability on their schedule. Now we have another program that is a bit more aggressive, but in this program we basically go all in. We not only attack those negative items on the credit profile, but we sharpen the other end of the sword as well. We begin to understand what needs to be done to reinforce the personal foundation and structural or reinforce the business foundation. And then that's where we would go into detail. That program also welcomes an authorized user trade line, one of our authorized user trade lines that would be added to the personal credit profile. It's basically like icing on the cake. Because within this program, we have like strategy calls where we would go in detail to see exactly where you're at and what needs to be done to get you where you need to be, or at least shorten that gap. Right, to make that happen within, for example, 90 days from now or 120 days from now, we know exactly where we're going and how long it's going to take and what needs to be done to make sure it's properly done every single step of the way. This is what we call the credit builder program, and for the most part, it's for the entrepreneurs, business owners, and investors that don't get approved for our six-figure funding program, which is $400,000, 0% interest for 18 months. A lot of people don't get approved. So what we do is we say, okay, let's take a step back. We don't want to turn you away. You're still business. So let's take a step back and let's prepare you. Let's reinforce your personal. Let's get these negative items removed from your personal. Let's strengthen your business foundation. Let's knock out two birds with one stone, basically. And we will eventually get you approved for this business funding program. So we have that option. And then we have other options as well, like mentorship opportunities in real estate and marketing, credit repair. But for the most part, we would either want to do the Done For You program. If you want us involved, the Done For You program, which we would do all the disputing on your behalf, and then the Credit Builder program, which is basically the top tier for our Done For You services, where we go all in, take massive action, we run through walls if need be, work on the personal and business, and make sure we achieve a specific goal within a specific period of time.
Got it. All right.
So
yeah, it sounds pretty good. And these calls, am I to look out in the emails for when these happen, or is that inside the course? There's more details?
Well, what I can do is I can send you an email with some information attached. That way you can see it in writing. Okay. And obviously they all require their own separate investment. But I'll send you information on what that looks like.
Okay.
And some of the other opportunities and services that we provide, maybe trigger your interest here in the near future or something to look forward to.
Okay.
And then if you want to reconnect, I'll attach a calendar link on that email. That way you can schedule a call with me directly, or you can lock this number in because this is my direct line. This, how we've been communicating for the past day or so.
Yes.
This is how we can keep things rolling.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I'll send you that email. Give me a few minutes, and then you can look over everything. And whenever you want to reconnect, you can just shoot me a text or schedule a call through that link I'm going to provide in that email, and we take it from there. It's all about simplicity.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really look forward to it. I'm going to start diving in on Wednesday, checking my calendar. That's the day I'll have available. So I want to get the ball moving.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Hey, we'll be here. We'll be here on standby waiting for you.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you, Angel.
All right, Nicholas. Thank you so much for taking your time. We'll look forward to talking again here in the near future. But until then, have a fantastic rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. My pleasure.
So that's good. Yeah, I'm learning about building the business credit, getting my personal credit streamlined. So I just paid for this course. It wasn't that much. But I'm going to take that real seriously because getting another line of business credit is very important, and I want to do it right. So there's also this whole idea of getting shelf corporations. There's someone else that I'm looking at, has a very high ticket offer, but has a tremendous plan that's better than just fixing your credit. Like getting a shelf corporation that's aged, that you can set up and properly access $100,000, $200,000, and then $500,000, then $1 million is all practical. And that's something that's quite amazing about the United States and our credit system. Other countries don't have that. And I was opposed to it originally. It's funny because my first independent contracting job was doing student credit card marketing at college campuses. And I wanted to stay away from them because I didn't want to go in debt. I mean, the students, we tell them you don't have to activate the card. You get a free meal anyway. You don't even have to activate it. You can just chop it up, throw it in the trash. There's no fee. There's no obligation if you never activate it. But they also were getting these great 0% interest cards for a period of time and starting to build their credit in college. And I helped a lot of people do that. And I wish I had started early. Now that I know more about it, I could have had probably $100,000 in personal credit by now or more. So I'm learning it. It's a slow process, but it will start getting quicker once I learn more. And I hope to share that with my community and team because it's truly a blessing. We can get access for money to build any business you want. You just have to manage it properly and don't pay a developer through Fiverr who can scam you 14 days after, that was the hardest lesson, but I'm perseverant and I'm going to keep moving forward. I have a great opportunity and it's not going to end just because I lost some money temporarily. The money's in the universe. It's going to come right back. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to make a new video after this, specifically pitching Che and his team about why they should work with me in